Like TeddyGrey on stuff, whooshy gives a proper reaction.
And now for something completely different.
Okay gang, following day, we're here, round 2, so let's go. I cannot wait. I'm not even doing an intro. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go. Let's go, Shot.
Second round shot, let's go.
Don't do it. Okay, so Shuffle T is notorious for doing this. He brings props, but one of the main props that he has used before is to bring a third party into the battle as well. Now this third party, they're on the end of a phone. It's not a real person. Again, it's something else taken from Stuart Lee. Stuart Lee used to have a joke about shill bottle, and he had a phone conversation for about 15 minutes during a comedy set. It's such like an unorthodox thing to do, but Shuffle T bringing that energy to battle rap, it's so perfect. I'm gonna be doing I think I'm gonna be able to have the time to edit something where I put in like my favorite rounds or my favorite bars from battle raps that I've seen. I just kind of want to get more people into it so that I can start doing the reactions on this channel. Because if not, then I still want to do the reactions, but I'll end up doing them on my second channel, because otherwise it's just gonna, like, the retention for these videos has to be the same or round about the same as the rest of my videos, because otherwise there's no benefit for me putting them on this channel, you know? I may as well make a whole new channel for it. But let's go for him doing this. I can't wait.
You bastard. Hey, yeah, can I speak to someone in HR? Yeah, it's to do with well-being and safeguards. 2915 is the number on my name card. My place of work is Shotty Horroh's graveyard.
So Shotty Horroh at the end of his rounds always says something about safe start, bless. I got 2 more rounds, or 1 more round, however many rounds he has left. I've got 2 more rounds and plenty of space in that graveyard left. So he talks about putting people in a graveyard, basically like he's bodying rappers. He's killing these rappers and they end up in Shotty's graveyard once he's done killing them in a battle rap. That's sort of like the metaphor, you know? So with Shuffle T saying, oh, I'm calling from Shotty Horroh's graveyard, as if it's actually a real thing as well. Unreal. Oh, this energy, man. Let's go.
Card. My place of work is Shotty Horroh's graveyard.
Shotty knows. Shotty.
Well, my complaints are, I never get told when a new shipment of bodies is coming in, which is a great start. I just have to wait for them to magically pop up on my radar. And I think he's in denial, because I know where the graves are. I think he's in denial, because I know where the graves are.
You'll always hear that at a battle rap event. There'll be pockets of people talking and murmuring whilst an artist is performing. Rude as fuck. But you'll always hear a group of people or one person very loudly shout, "Shut up." You shouldn't. Nobody should be talking. Like, everybody's paid their money. Shut the fuck up.
For them to magically pop up on my radar. And I think he's in denial, because I know where the graves are. I think he's in denial, because I know where the graves are, and he always says that he isn't, but he is running out of space fast.
Plenty more space in my graveyard left.
If we ask too many questions, he just forces us out. He turns up some days and just orders us round. He was meant to be in for a meeting at 1:45 now. Some are saying he won't show up.
Oh, so for those of you who watched the first one, I've already explained this, but Shotty Horroh's like opening statement is always, "Some said I wasn't going to show up, but that's what the talk was about. But I show up to the showdown to show off when the show's on for all of the crowd." He says that at the beginning of every one of his raps. So for Shuffle T to be like, some said he's not going to show up. It's just carrying on this illusion that that Shotty Horroh lives out a fantasy that he's created with his rhymes. It's such like a meta, there's so many textures to this as to how much Shuffle T is actually dissing him without being so direct as for it to come across as rude or antagonistic, you know. But he's still digging him. To anybody that cares to dig into what he's saying, you know.
In at 1:45 now, some are saying he won't show up.
That's what the talk was about.
Well, that's what people are saying.
Oh my god. So obviously the following line is, and that's what the talk was about. So for Shuffle T to be like, well, that's what people are saying. It's just taken the wind out of his sails so much. It's not only saying that it's a ridiculous concept to say that you're going to put people in graveyards, but it's also ridiculous for you to be like, ah, God. Some said I wasn't going to show up. You're here. You know that you're here. So what do you mean some people said you weren't going to show up? You had to write that knowing that you were going to show up. So even if some people were saying that you weren't going to show up, it doesn't matter because you know that you're going to show up. The whole thing never really made any sense to me. However, I did find it cool that everybody has their own tagline and the whole crowd gets involved. I do like it, but I also like how he's sort of picking it apart and making it seem as stupid as it actually is, you know.
Well, that's what people are saying.
For Shotty to quiet down the crowd as well as if he knew what he's going to put.
That was awesome.
Adam.
That was awesome.
Genius, bro. Genius.
Fair fucks.
It's a hassle. It's a stress. It's havoc. It's a mess. I just get batches of the dead turn up through National Express. And if I ask how they died, that's a sackable offence. Am I to believe that he, rap battles them to death?
Serious job.
I'm calling today because I've just had someone through. Tally. Another hopeless victim.
Tally somebody shot
and I'm
you
looking
before.
around and I've got no idea where the life of me I'm supposed to fit in. Got 3? No, that's taken. It's taken. It don't need filling. Well, I can put Tally in there, but he's going to have Tony with him.
And to say that whilst Tony D is stood behind Shuffle T as well. So Tony D is somebody who Shotty Horroh has already faced. That was a huge clash years and years ago. In my humble opinion, I believe that Tony D won. However, overall, in terms of overall presence and overall battle rapper, I do believe Shotty Horroh is better. But I do think that Tony D won on that night. But yeah, Shuffle's basically referencing that, saying that there's no space in this graveyard, so he can put Tally into a different grave, but Tony's already in that grave, so there's going to be 2 bodies in there. It's such these are the sorts of problems that you would have at work, like not being able to find places to fit things, if that was your job. Do you know what I mean? And the way that he's playing it off as if no, it's not going to fit. It's just so genius to have not only that, but you've got to remember there's nobody on the other end of the phone. There is nobody on the other end of the phone, so he has to act all of this out, including the surprise at the voice that isn't there. I don't know. Just pure genius.
Oh, that's taken. It's taken. It don't need filling. Well, I can put Tally in there, but he's going to have Tony with him.
Tony's right there.
No, look, Yeah. I get that these things are best handled with stealth. It's extra stress for me, which is bad for my health. I guess I've just got to deal with the hand I was dealt. What was your name again? All right, Briggsy. Well, thanks for your help.
So Briggsy's part of Shotty's team.
Listen, I'm glad he's laughing. Because usually he's terrifying. When he does smile, his Face ID doesn't recognise him.
That's a problem.
That, and you put on a...
That's a bar. When he does smile, his Face ID doesn't recognise him. Like, that's such a clever way of saying you don't smile often enough. Even your Face ID doesn't recognise you, you know what I mean? Fire.
Because usually he's terrifying. When he does smile, his Face ID doesn't recognise him.
That's a problem.
That, and you put on a cracking amount of weight. Bit of padding around the face. You're the man of the house, it's great. But your calorie count's insane. But I'm not intimidated by you.
The way he looked him up and down, but your calorie count's insane. I bet it's insane. He's so good. It's just... It really is the whole package with Shuffle Tea. In my honest opinion, it is the whole package. And Shotty Horroh kind of hit the nail on the head in his second round. You think not having an ego is the cheat code, but it really is. It really is. That's exactly what it is. Shotty Horroh could do with being a little bit more stoic in this battle, you know, just standing there humbly and taking on everything that he's saying. But instead, he's created this sort of pantomime, and he's almost like acting around Shuffle Tea's bars to diffuse the situation and take any sort of ooh moment away from the situation. Do you know what I mean? It feels like that's what Shotty Horroh's doing. I don't know. I'm surprised though. Both of their names are Adam, and neither one of them has brought that up yet, which I'm very surprised about.
When he does smile, his Face ID doesn't recognise him.
That's a problem.
That, and you put on a cracking amount of weight. Bit of padding around the face. You're the man of the house, it's great. But your calorie count's insane. But I'm not intimidated by you. That isn't how I'm raised. I don't feel fear next to you. I just feel massively out of shape. Now, he did beat me in that film Versus. But it was hard for me to lose that. Because I wrote my side of the thing and they said, we can't really use that. It needs to be worse than Shotty's material, so could you write us a new rap? I said, worse than Shotty stuff? I don't know if I can do that. In the end, I had to go through about 100,000 scripts to make my stuff as bad as what's coming out of that fucking mouth of his. At one point, I just screwed up a piece of paper and rubbed it round in shit. The director said, I think we'll need to dumb it down a bit. I was in 8 Mile as well, you seen it? Oh, it's genius as fuck. Producer called me personally and said, we need you for this stuff. I was meant to lose to Eminem, but the scenes have all been cut. Apparently me getting beat wasn't believable enough. Now listen!
He's the great.
Me and Funny go together like bees and honey. Easy money.
Oh my god. Me and Funny go together like bees and honey. That's crazy. That whole I was supposed to be in 8 Mile, did you see it? Apparently me getting beat wasn't believable enough. Ugh. We need you for this stuff. Apparently me getting beat wasn't believable enough. Just the cadences. Oh.
A piece of paper and rubbed it round in shit. The director said, I think we'll need to dumb it down a bit. I was in 8 Mile as well, you seen it? Oh, it's genius as fuck. Producer called me personally and said, we need you for this stuff. I was meant to lose to Eminem, but the scenes have all been cut. Apparently me getting beat wasn't believable enough. Now listen! Me and Funny go together like bees and honey. Easy money. Heretic and a vegan curry. But it's heretic and a vegan curry, but it's an understatement if you're describing me as hungry. That's like calling Ian Huntley a cheeky monkey.
insane. He's off the leash. Jesus Christ. Shuffle, Titan. Calm your boots. And said that's like calling Ian Huntley a cheeky monkey. Ian Huntley was one of our most egregious murderers. Widely renowned. I think it was like, was it the 80s, 90s? It was quite a while ago, but he was a notorious murderer in our country, in the UK. Ian Huntley. I think he murdered his daughter or something. It was egregious. It was horrible. And that's what he's known for. But that's like calling Ian Huntley a cheeky monkey. Like, it's so like... And he's comparing that to people calling Shuffle hungry. So it's like saying, no. He's way past that. Ian Huntley's not just a cheeky monkey. He's a piece of shit. And Shuffle T's not just hungry. He's fucking famished. The guy's been trying to eat for the last decade. Over a decade. At this point, he's famished. Oh, such a great way of putting that.
Statement, if you're describing me as hungry, that's like calling Ian Huntley a cheeky monkey.
That's amazing.
That your power. I feel so comfy up here. I ain't winning this in every round. I should have bought an armchair, slippers and a dressing gown. You could get Briggsy up here as well, man. Fuck it, just for a laugh. We can turn this into a 1v1.5.
Because it's short.
Because look at all the people that you need to bring with you the second that a battle's not inside of the M62. I could have had this battle in your house, in your parents' living room, and had them both arguing over who they give it to. Your mum gives it to me. Now, so if I were you, I would honestly hide in a safe space, because this could cost you your life, and that is fucking mates race. I am in here.
Oh my God! Oh my... I suggest you go and find a safe space, because this could cost you your life, and that's fucking mates race. Oh, like I'm doing you a favour by killing you right now. Oh my... Jesus Christ. That's such a ridiculously well-crafted bar. It's not only well crafted, but it's well thought out. And yet it's so simple. Mates rates. It's a normal thing. People say this could cost you your life. Mates rates. You would think that that's so simple that somebody's done it before, but I've never heard it. See what I mean? Shuffle Titan. What a fucking genius. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that passion. Look at the passion in the man's face. Let's go.
Mates race. I am in here inside of the M62. I could have had this battle in your house, in your parents' living room, and had them both arguing over who they give it to. Your mum gives it to me. Now, so if I were you, I would honestly hide in a safe space, because this could cost you your life, and that is fucking mates race. I am in here.
Good one. I like that one.
I am in here to have a couple of quick beers and slay. I don't care if the Sharks or the Knights are the ones that win here today. Don't get that misconstrued. I mean, my win's clear on stage. I just don't care about the teams because I'm not 6 years of age. Every performance I have, out of 10, I give myself 1,000,000. I am my own worst critic, and I think I'm fucking brilliant. The round's done, got his back to the turnbuckle. Now let's see how many more puns this cunt has for the word shuffle.
Oh my God, okay. At this point, if you're just like an avid fan, Shuffle T won, so there's no way that Shotty Horroh can pull this back, in my opinion. In my opinion. I've been wrong before. If he comes out with the round of his life, then I will be giving it to Shotty Horroh if I genuinely feel like he deserves it. However, over the course of the 2 rounds that we've heard so far, I would argue that there is no argument for Shotty Horroh winning this at the minute. At the minute, there is no argument for it. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking, a bit more biasly because I know what they're both capable of, so I know whether or not they're rapping to their current ability. I feel like Shuffle is. I feel like Shotty Horroh is not. I feel like Shotty Horroh might have underestimated Shuffle T as an opponent, or maybe thought that Shuffle T wouldn't go the route that he's gone, and gone so hard and direct at Shotty Horroh. Like, I don't know. Sometimes, like, he'll go against people, but he'll just allude to things. He won't actually be direct as to tell people, this is what I'm talking about. He'll sort of allude to it. And I've always liked that. However, in this battle, Shuffle has given us something different. And yet in one of Shotty Horroh's verses, he said he's spent 10 years in the game and he's never given us anything different. Like, I can pinpoint a lot of, growth within Shuffle T's bars. Not just within his bars, within his schemes, within his ability to connect schemes as well. Also, saying exactly what you mean, like how you would talk in a sentence. That's how he raps now, and he didn't used to do that back then. He had a bar about, but they want to be me, but they can't, so hang it up. Like, nobody would ever say hang it up. I don't know. Let's go, Shotty.
Oh, Shotty!
I hate that he does that, just fucking rap.
He's funny as fuck, though, innit? Yes, yeah. I've been quoting him when he's roasting him. As far as the stand-up comedy rap battle fans go, it's either Roche or him to be the GOAT for them, but there's this Joe Pesci notion. Funny how? If you focus him. Because there's 2 types of funny in this world, bro. And you're both of them. Because you're funny, like you're funny when they're loving you clowning. But you're funny, like there's really something funny about him. Because I don't fuck my friends over. You get bad luck from me. Pussy, try being a stand-up guy before you try being a stand-up comic. Because no matter...
Even though that bar makes sense, he's still doing the loaded looks thing. Pussy try being a dan. Like, Loaded Looks literally did all of this, like, open hand jabbing thing. He did all of that against Calico. All of this stuff has been done. Like, that Loaded Looks versus Calico is one of the most viewed battle raps, English speaking, worldwide. And he's literally a carbon copy of Loaded Looks in this entire battle. I hate this Shotty Horroh. I can't lie, I hate it. If he'd have concentrated more on the bars than he did about his stage presence, and you can tell that he concentrated way too much on his stage presence, because when he's repeating bars, he's doing the same hand gestures and stuff, like he'd do like in front of his friends or in front of the mirror when he's rapping it. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. That's when battle rap becomes a pantomime. And you're more interested in, like, oh, how can I please the crowd? What sort of hand gesture? Like, should I do a big gun or should I do a little shut up? It's just so pathetic, man. Grown men as well.
Like, there's really something funny about him. Because I don't fuck my friends.
Just be yourself, Shotty.
You get bad luck from me. Pussy, try being a stand-up guy before you try being a stand-up comic. Because no matter what Kruger and Bags do for this lad, you know his team rolling forever. Oh. He literally robbed your friends of their business, but soon as he DMs you, you instantly fall to the pressure. He's paying you with the money that he owes to them. Don't act like you didn't know any better. Crazy that you made a paperback when you was the staple that didn't have the spine to hold it together.
Okay. Paperback, like paper as in money, but paperback as in paperback books. It was the paperback. The spine that held it together. That's a crazy bar. Let's go.
Don't act like you didn't know any better. Crazy that you made a paperback when you was the staple that didn't have the spine to hold it together.
When you was the staple that didn't have the spine to hold it together. Because obviously if it's a hardback book, then it's got that glue down it. It's not a staple that holds it together. It's glue. It's a staple that holds it together, because paperback you need staple instead of... Oh my God. And obviously staple being like, a staple is like a well-known thing. It's a staple. But also staple is in a stapler to hold the pages together. This is what I'm talking about. Why are these just peppered in? You know, it used to be the case in a Shotty Horroh battle where you knew that every 4 bars was going to be one of these. It was going to be one of those where you walked away thinking, Brev, how has he just done that? How has he connected 4 different things in one sentence and then broke it down in 4 different ways, finished off the 8 bar, and then continued a scheme on a completely different rhyme? He used to have these in his bag all the time, and he's just peppering them in now. I don't get it, but that was fire.
He's paying you with the money that he owes to them. Don't act like you didn't know any better.
Oh.
Crazy that you made a paperback when you was the staple that didn't have the spine to hold it together.
That's one of the best bars of the whole battle.
He does not give a fuck. He does not give a fuck. I've never met anybody as bold as he is. Could you imagine him, Kruger and Bagnall on Zoom as they host a meeting for the Sounds Like show that evening? And he's tangent off in a don't flop, the whole case, the whole proceedings. He sat there like, what a cunt. What a cunt. Sorry guys, that's my phone. Hello, Rose. Hello, Ronan Keating. Always Ronan Keating.
Nice little forced laugh from Shuffle there. There's no way somebody who finds Stuart Lee and Ricky Gervais funny found that humorous. There's no way. Stuart Lee, they're just laughing for effect. I don't know. Some parts of this battle have been incredible, and it's reminded me of the old school days of battling when I first started to get into it. However, there's too much pantomime in it. I feel like battle rap might have changed a little bit now, where people need props and people need gimmicks because nobody wants to put in the brain work to fucking think of any new bars. It's all just recycled shit, recycled cadences, and in Shotty Horroh's case, even recycled personalities. Because now he's doing Shuffle D's personality.
Hello, Ronan Keating. Always Ronan Keating. Hello, Ronan Keating. He does not give a fuck.
Oh my God, that's so cringy, man. He was expecting such a bigger crowd reaction than that. Oh, I hate it when that happens, when it's so cringy. Like, you can hear the pause as well, where when he was doing this in front of a mirror or whatever, he was expecting a pause, or he probably did it in front of his Yes Boy brethrens, and they were all like, ha 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 ha, laughing for 12 minutes solid. So he assumed he was going to get that reaction in the building as well. No, not the case. Wasn't funny, didn't land. Let's go.
Hello, Ronan Keating. Always Ronan Keating. Hello, Ronan Keating. He does not give a fuck. You need to understand, that shit he did with Liam and Freddie, that shit made us sick. They ain't just anybody's. Without them, I don't think the scene you see today exists. I'm not saying you're a piece of shit because you didn't hold it down. I'm just saying, you ain't legit.
Did they edit a bit out there?
Anybody's. Without them, I don't think the scene you see today exists. I'm not saying you're a piece of shit because...
Did they edit a bit out there on the day? Somebody, if you were in the event or you were there, let me know. But that looks like it was edited very, very poorly. I know I can't talk about that on my channel, but barely even uploading in 1080p. I can't be arsed.
That shit he did with Liam and Freddie, that shit made us sick. They ain't just anybody's. Without them, I don't think the scene you see today exists. I'm not saying you're a piece of shit because you didn't hold it down. I'm just saying, you ain't legit. Because he tried doing the same shit to my brother, and we squatted up and created this. Loyal to the soil. I don't fuck with anyone that wants to play with bricks. You don't like him, I don't like you. Simple, plain as shit. Yeah. That's why our careers meet a fork in the road. And they separate, like this. Cause you're still maintaining a main event career and getting a wage from it. And I'm the guy that pays you it. And I did your little panel show for free twice. It was COVID times. I let the love persuade me. You couldn't sell tickets, make money. There was no crowd. Stuff was crazy. You came at me with the whole with friends angle, and I bought it. Because me charging Shuffle shady. Until we needed you during the pandemic and your attitude was fuck you, pay me. Ooh. So fuck Shuffle T and his book and he's infiltrating gentrification.
That's a bit mad. I did not know that. So what happened was, for anybody that isn't following, Shuffle T has a rhyming game show. During the pandemic, he asked Shotty Horroh to help him out by bringing some views to the channel because they can't do the live shows, so they did it via Zoom. So Shotty Horroh, I think Shotty Horroh is still the most viewed one on the channel, although it might be Thesaurus and Ilmac now. Anyway, on a tangent, but obviously Shotty Horroh helped Shuffle T out during the pandemic, but then Shotty Horroh asked Shuffle T to help him out, and Shuffle T said, I need paying. Which I understand, you know, being through a pandemic, everybody needs to eat. And being on a game show is nowhere near the same as doing an entire rap battle. You know, being on a game show doesn't even require you to prepare, really. So, I don't know. It's a lot different. I understand where Shotty's coming from. But it's a bit of a dick move to use that against him because it's completely different.
Shuffle shady. Until we needed you during the pandemic and your attitude was fuck you, pay me. So fuck Shuffle T and his book and he's infiltrating gentrification of the class. These posh cunts see what the streets created with the scraps and want to turn it into data in an app. Click this link and learn how to be hip-hop.
Do you know why I don't like that angle? The only reason I don't like that angle, like the whole like people from down here in the gutter talking about people like posh people can't do rap. I don't like that talk, especially from a white person who, you know, famously, white people were bullied out of the hip hop industry in the UK and in US. I believe that still goes on today. White people are bullied out of the industry by black people. Simply for being something that they can't help being. So for him to do exactly the same to somebody else is a bit ignorant of the whole past of rap as a whole, you know? The whole point of it is inclusivity. In battle rap, you don't, you know, you could be a teacher, a dinner lady, an actual rapper, it doesn't matter. Battle rap never needed you to be a specific type of person, and that was what, at least for me personally, that was what drew me into it, because there were so many different people with different mindsets and different ways of thinking and different backgrounds that when they went against with each other, that's a clash. That's an actual clash. Do you know what I mean?
Click this link and learn how to be hip-hop. Fuck off!
Brucey in the back laughing it off. It's from Longy.
I said click this link
Posh
and learn how to be hip-hop. Fuck off! We ain't got the patience for all that. For your book to be useful to me, I'd have to tape it to my abs so I was safe from getting stabbed. I didn't learn this shit from a fucking book.
I didn't learn this from a book that I go a mile about on the streets. For me to make use out of your book, I'd have to tape it to my abs so I was safe from getting stabbed. That's a bar.
I was battling on the street corner since I had a bus pass and a pocket full of dust caps. People hate us. People hate us. Fuck that. I handled the positive and the negative like a blood bank. Me.
Positive, negative, blood bank.
Me versus you one-on-one ain't a good match because I've always been a couple points above you, like an umla. Listen.
Oh my god,
Next thing I want to talk about is very fucking...
Oh my god, I've always been a couple points above you like an unlat. So that's when you have two dots above a word, right? Oh my God, I've always been a couple points above you. A couple meaning 2 points, and unlap. Oh my God, that bar's insane. See what I mean? Oh. I want to deck him.
Me versus
so
you
good.
one-on-one ain't a good match because I've always been a couple points above you, like an umlaut. Listen.
Not enough people got that in the building.
Next thing I want to talk about is very fucking serious stuff. It's not a joke. Because I don't trust a man whose arms don't move when he walks. It's one of those. It's one of those. Next thing I want to talk about is serious. I don't trust a man whose arms don't move when he walks. It's one of those. Why do your arms look so heavy, bro? I gotta know. You look like every single parent on the council estate trying to carry your mum's worth of shopping home. Fucking strange guy. Looking like the little men in black and alien inside him can't operate the arms and legs at the same time. And thank you very much. Another straight white male with a podcast. with long hair and edgy jokes. It's fucking Russell off-brand. That's me, thank you. Now your music is...
That was Shotty Horroh's last round. So Shuffle still has one left. Shotty Horroh's last round, in my opinion, had some of the best balls out of the entire battle. So Shuffle D is going to have to do a lot to beat Shotty Horroh's last round. However, the fact that Shotty Horroh left it until the last round to break out those bars, insane. I also don't like how his rounds were structured. He should have had like half of, or like one round for the joke shit and then another round for the serious shit. The whole like flip-flopping backwards and forwards, it's like the audience needs to know where they stand with you as an artist. If they're constantly going between coping with your angry voice and laughing at your jokes when you're taking the piss out of your opponent, like those two feelings are too contrasting. Do you know what I mean? It's not keeping an audience on their toes, it's making them fearful of what's to come next instead of looking to enjoy it. You know, they don't know what feeling they're gonna feel next. And it's not like they get enough time to process that because you're continuously rapping throughout it. So I don't know, just needs to be a bit more mindful of that, because I feel like the way that he structured his rounds was dog shit. They're so jumbled up. I don't know. Whereas with Shuffle Tees, you could see where there's like jokes in the beginning and then it gets serious, then it ends on a light joke. Joke, serious, ends on a light joke. It's the same thing. Let's go, Shuff. Last round, let's go.
Now your music has actually been a little different lately. When you up and switch so fucking quick, it comes across as shady. That Scum of the Earth album was so Oasis influenced, it was crazy. I said, you think you might have ripped them off a bit? He said, maybe!
Now, I've never actually heard this Scum of the Earth record, but I'm guessing that he's right, otherwise people wouldn't be clapping. So Shotty Horroh's obviously done an album or a mixtape that's been inspired by Oasis, the indie rock band from the 90s. He said maybe, which is, you know, taken from a popular Oasis song for those who are unaware.
Oasis influenced, it was crazy. I said, you think you might have ripped them off a bit? He said, maybe! I said, yeah, definitely maybe.
That was another song, right?
I said, yeah, definitely maybe. Now, like, here's what I think happened. I think he started copying them little by little. Then you just roll with it. Heads up in the clouds. I mean, he doesn't hear it. Makes him wonder what all the fuss is about.
I'm going. I am going. Goodbye. I'm going. Wonder what the fuss is about. Wonder what all the fuss is about. Wonder wall the fuss is about. Wonder Wall was a famous Oasis song. Little by little, gave you everything you ever dreamed of. Little by little, was that? I swear that was on like FIFA 2003 or something.
Then you just roll with it. Heads up in the clouds. I mean, he doesn't hear it. Makes him wonder what all the fuss is about. But no one's more pissed off than me. No one's more pissed off than me. I liked how your old album sounds. In fact, I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you.
I don't believe.
Don't look back in anger. Right. You blended Britpop and hip hop with rock. Thought it would be shit hot. Big shock. It's not. You ripped off a band you like, and yeah, you did it beautifully, but musically, now you're nowhere near as good as you used to be. Because when you sell out your art for a dime, it'll never be far from your mind. Because when you've been cast to the side, those steps are a bastard to climb. Your energy starved and you'll try, but never re-grasp on those heights. Your penmanship starts to decline. Your presence, your bars and your lines, and everything's harder to rhyme. Integrity's hard to define, but when you pretend to be part of the life of a celebrity's art that you like, all you're doing is karaoke. You dress up, you dance and you mime. So that's why... Fuck you, man. Stop doing this. All you're doing is karaoke.
I've been saying this the entire time, like, Shotty Horroh keeps doing things in order to put Shuffle T off. It's like being behind somebody in the 1500 metre race so you can trip them up so you can overtake them. Fossil. He knows he's lost. He knows he's lost. Look at him up there sweating.
To be part of the life of a celebrity's art that you like, all you're doing is karaoke. You dress up, you dance and you mime. So that's why... Fuck you, man. Stop doing this. All you're doing is karaoke. You dress up, you dance and you mime. So all you've actually done is perfected the art of disguise. That's why you're running out of smoke like a contestant and stars in their eyes.
Running out of smoke.
Matthew, I'm going to shove... Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to shove Noel Gallagher's dick in every hole that I can fit. Every role that you can give. This ain't the old...
Noel Gallagher's dick in every hole that I can fit. Oh. What is that, like 5 or 6 syllables?
Shove Noel Gallagher's dick in every hole that I can fit. Every role that you can give. This ain't the old slap on the wrist. You're facing the whole caliber list. No, you're facing the whole character list of Soul Calibur 6. That's why he's saying shit lines these days.
The whole character list of Soul Calibur 6. That's all coming off the back of Noel Gallagher's dick. Noel Gallagher's dick, hole that I can fit, whole character list, Soul Calibur 6. Who do you know who is putting bars like this in songs? These aren't in tracks, they're in battle rap. This is why any talk on any single, on any rapper, any talk about bars, shut up. Because unless you're on this level, and none of the rappers that I listen to are on this level, this is why battle rap exists. Because these sorts of schemes and this sort of energy, like this sort of technicality, you can't put on a song. It doesn't work as well. It literally just doesn't work as well. But your favourite rapper could never hold a candle to at least like 20, 30 battle rappers. Your favourite rapper could never.
You can give. This ain't the old slap on the wrist. You're facing the whole caliber list. No, you're facing the whole character list of Soul Calibur 6. That's why he's saying shit lines these days like, Italian blood run in the streets. Oh my God.
Oh, I hated that. I hated that part.
The Manny crowd were loving it. Most people wouldn't fuck with it. I was just watching with a confused face. I couldn't keep up with it. Not because it's too complex, just because it's fucking shit. Italian blood run in the streets. I'll slow it down, I'm outmaneuvering. I'm getting a bit too complex, so let me do some tutoring. See, I said something about the mafia. But I included in his pseudonym. I don't give a shit if you crammed his name in there, it still has fuck all to do with him. Let me say something simple.
Oh my god, how many... Oh, the amount of NF fans that need to hear this. Oh my god, that whole unbelievable Bruce Willis Unbreakable scheme was fucking dog shit. It was dog shit. And this is why. People that actually know how to rap, people that actually know the technicality of the English language will tell you that it is dog shit. Because it has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it at all. When Shotty Horroh did the Italian blood will run in the street, like, he was facing a guy called Tally. But Tally had nothing to do with the Italian mafia, so why the fuck did he even bring it up? It's the same thing about that unbelievable bar. None of those things had anything to do with each other, and all of them could be argued as not actually being unbelievable at all. Trading in your car for a jet. Oh, that's unbelievable. Brev, Mr. Beast has given away how many jets? And he's not the only clueless millionaire to do that. It's not that unbelievable. You just can't accept that your boy was shit in that moment. That ain't my fault. That's your fault. Accept reality or fuck off. Don't want to hear your bullshit.
I feel. But I included in his pseudonym. I don't give a shit if you crammed his name in there, it still has fuck all to do with him. Let me say something simple and make it official. Battle rap bars aren't personal just because their name or initial is placed in the middle. Every round from you these days is just this crazy, horrid scheme. You make it sound complex, but it's the same obnoxious theme. People used to be able to battle in a way they'd want to speak. Whatever happened to just fucking saying what you mean? Every line, I said one thing that sounds like another thing. Isn't that clever? And I'm just watching from the side like, mate, it isn't that clever. So I won't dress this up in wordplay.
Go! How many fans of artists that don't know fuck all about rap need to hear that shit? They seriously need to hear that shit. Oh my god. That's so perfect. People used to rap in a way that they would speak. Whatever happened to just fucking saying what you mean? Oh my god. Like, you can tell when something's filler, when somebody's having to put a word in there to fill the gap. That's literally it's the definition of filler. You're placing things in there that don't need to be in there, but you need to fill the spaces in order for the multisyllabic rhyming pattern to make sense, to flow. In order for this flowing cadence to continue, you add filler. I'm running all it. Jesus Christ.
Rap bars aren't personal just because their name or initial is placed in the middle. Every round from you these days is just this crazy, horrid scheme. You make it sound complex, but it's the same obnoxious theme. People used to be able to battle in a way they'd want to speak. Whatever happened to just fucking saying what you mean? Every line, I said one thing that sounds like another thing. Isn't that clever? And I'm just watching from the side like, mate, it isn't that clever. So I won't dress this up in wordplay, I'll just tell you what the truth is. I think insecurity is the reason you became a unit. Your battles aren't that great these days, neither is your music. I think you're overrated and I think you're fucking stupid. This is loudmouth bullshit. This is loudmouth bullshit versus strong and silent. You make something simple feel like rocket science. I make rocket science feel like comic timing, like Hugh Laurie, the two Ronnies.
That's ridiculous.
This is loudmouth bullshit versus strong and silent. You make something simple feel like rocket science. I make rocket science feel like comic timing, like Hugh Laurie, the two Ronnies, and Monty Python.
That's such a fire bar as well. Like, you make easy, like, simple shit look like rocket science, which makes the average person believe that you're a genius. Because you do the most basic shit, but because you paint it in a way of like, oh, I'm better than you and you couldn't do this, I get it, and because you do that, it makes people seem like you're, can't even talk anymore. You call him fucking stupid.
Say again. What? This is loudmouth bullshit versus strong and silent. You make something simple feel like rocket science. I make rocket science feel like comic timing, like
something
Hugh
everyone
Laurie, the
can
two
get.
Ronnies, and Monty Python. So it doesn't make an ounce of difference how you spin it, which way round you flip it, upside down and twisted. I am bound to win this, and the crowd can witness this counterfeited coward's limits. There's always praise for you, and you're showered with it, put on a pedestal, like some proud exhibit. They put you in their top 4. They've mapped out your image where you can take Mount Rushmore. I'll take Mount Olympus. Then you Mount Olympus. You say I'm a clown as if it means that I'm annoyed. I love that reputation, that's my pride and joy. So go find some roids, alright, enjoy. Take that belt to its biting point. I'll just kick you in the bollocks with my clown shoes so hard you'll have a higher voice than a choir boys. Now listen, if you're watching from overseas, watch more UK battle rap. Watch Frankie Frost, O'Shea, Kojay, Gemini. It's action-packed. Watch Premier Battles, don't flop, no loose chat. Fuck it, watch some Danny Jack. Just stop giving your attention to this overrated fucking twat. I've hit you with wordplay, angles, aggression, concepts. This battle's what I make it. You just forever rely on Americanized, generically rhymed name flips. You're an imitator. You see what's out there and you claim it. I'm an innovator. I see what's out there and I change it.
That is insane. Bless him. He looks absolutely devastated. Bless him. Oh my god. Well, there was a lot left, so I'm guessing that there was like a judge's decision, or maybe they just did like interviews after. If you want to go and watch the rest of that, or you want to know how the judges scored it, then please go head over to Premier Battles, or just type in Shuffle T versus Shotty Horroh on YouTube. You'll find the video. Go and check out who the judges think won, if that's what happens, or there might be interviews with Shotty Horroh and Shuffle T at the end. Go check those out on their channel. I highly recommend either getting into UK battle rap, USA's battle rap scene, whether it's Smack, KOTD, although that's technically America, but still, get into one of the scenes, because you will understand. You'll understand bars to such a technical degree that you'll literally get bars like that. Like a lot of people put under the comment section of a lot of videos like, oh, I don't understand how you do this so fast. Like, you must watch the music videos beforehand. Imagine how much time I would have to have on my hands during the day as a father of 2. How much time on my hands I would have to not only watch them, but watch them, study them, remember the bars, then watch it again and act as if I'm reacting to it for the first time. It would, I don't know. I can't personally see a way that anybody would be able to do that. However, I've been asked about doing that. That's not the case. I've watched battle rap for years. And because they often spit so fast, and it's one bar after another, and you have to follow schemes along. I don't know, you just pick it up faster, so I highly recommend it. Yeah, for anybody who's wanting to make a reaction channel that's actually decent, and you want to be able to catch bars, then you want to be able to look into double entendres. So many NF fans could do with looking into battle rap, because half of them don't even know what a double entendre is. Unreal, man. I thought that all of this was common knowledge, but it turns out that not that many people have extensive knowledge on rap or the construction of raps. Not many people have any knowledge on it whatsoever. But stuff like this, watching battle rap, it genuinely helps. Genuinely helps. So, it's been your boy, TeddyGrey, on Stuff, your bearded person. If you want me to react to any more battle raps, you've got anything else that you want me to react to around this scene, please let me know. I'll be here, TeddyGrey.